Hey YouTube, coming at you with a very balanced team. Verizon, Snorlax, Talonflame. Again, Verizon and Talonflame basically cover each other's weaknesses, right? Talonflame is going to be weak to rock and water. Verizon is going to cover that. Verizon is going to be covered to, is going to be weak to fire, but as something with the Brave Bird, you do okay with that. And then Snorlax as the safe swap. And Snorlax, I always run Earthquake on because I just find that if you're going to get into a Jellicent matchup, there's no real point of having Body Slam and Earthquake. Body Slam and Superpower because you don't throw anything. You can't throw anything, and it's actually an uncomfortable matchup. So having Earthquake allows you to throw in that situation. Same with the Giratina Altered, right? So that is why I run Earthquake on it. Pretty good safe swap. It is a Shadow, so I will put that up there as I start the battles. But yeah, so this first match was just like a hard counter city for my opponents. There's not much they could do. When you lead the win, Escav as a safe swap, you can try Escav as a safe swap when Talonflame isn't as around as much anymore. Quite honestly, if you have Charizard, run Charizard. I replaced Talonflame in the last matchup that you're going to see here. It was good in certain matchups, but just the Incinerate is such a bad move right now. And when Incinerate came out, everyone was like, this is amazing. This is such a great move. And the problem with it now is I think people have gotten better. And the problem with that is when everyone is now better at like fast move. Again, this isn't a hard counter, but when I'm up 2 shields to 1, yeah, I can even double baiting. You're going to see they double bait here. And I shield both times, and I still get to the body slams to take this out because Shadow Snorlax actually does like quite a lot of damage. When you have so many people that are now so good at fast move optimization and catching, a 5-turn fast move is really, really, really rough because if your opponent has like a 2-turn fast move, not only can they like optimize their fast move timing properly to get like the 2 moves and then throw before you can, they can like quite easily just like be aware and catch. So it's Talonflame, I think I would rather just go Charizard. If you don't have a Charizard, Talonflame is fine, but that's kind of like what I saw. Verizon on the lead. So this matchup is absolutely perfect where you have Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade is great here because they're thinking like, I went to 5. Like, oh, they're thinking it's just a Stone Edge, and hello, there's almost 50% damage there. So I've got this one built up because Sacred Sword is such a strong charge move. So it's tough to just get rid of it. I would not, if you're going to run Leaf Blade, I almost would want to suggest running Sacred Sword. Not Sacred, Jesus. I would almost suggest running Stone Edge as the second move. And it comes down to just how many meta Pokemon in this you do not have any move for if you run this move set. Giratina, Trevenant, Charizard, just like, so like any grass, any ghost grass, so Trevenant, Dragon, right? Dragon's resisting the grass and the Sacred Sword, and Flyers. Flyers are resisting the grass and the fighting. So any of those Pokemon that resist just all these moves is really, really tough to go against. So you're instantly swapping out, and that puts you at a disadvantage. At least if you have Stone Edge, you're still doing, the only sort of like bad part would be if you're like against a Steel. That would be worse because then you can't throw Leaf Blade and Stone Edge would be resisted, but you'd still be doing super effective with the double kicks, right? So between the double kicks and like even Leaf Blade chips is pretty strong. You can run it with this, like it's fine. Like again, I got into a few Obstacle matchups and Cobalion matchups where that Sacred Sword is nice, but I've also got into Charizard a bunch and Giratina and Dragonite, right? Like this is one that you just have to go out immediately and then you're behind. And like the Cobalion matchup, I just end up farming down with double kick, even though they take me down pretty low. Like I just farmed down with double kick here. So yeah, that would be my suggestion for Verizon. And Snorlax, I already talked about. Like, Superpower would be nice here against the Steels, but like Earthquake still hits super effective against the Steels. They just thought that they would throw and take me out, so I threw, and now it just this matchup's over already. So Earthquake is just, you still hit Steels for super effective. What you give up is the Darks, but most Darks you're going to lose to anyways because of the Lick. Right? Their Licks are just resisted anyways. And then having something for Jellicent and Giratina is just, I think, super important. As it's otherwise just like you have nothing to throw. So I think Earthquake is the way to go. Snorlax as a safe swap was pretty good. Oh, this is Harkana for me. Yeah, I got Harkana that matchup. Gotta get out of there because I weak to poison as well. But in this matchup, like, as you're going to see here, I think they may have to shield because these Licks and Body Slams, like, add up. Like, that's probably a level 48 non-Shadow Nidoqueen, and I still did a ton of damage there. The same thing. I don't have, this is where Superpower would be nice, but I don't have it. But there's 50% on a walrein, and they didn't throw, so here comes another shield, or you're going to take it out. So Snorlax, Shadow, mid-game. Again, 4-15-4. The IVs are not optimal, but it really puts in work. I really like it as a safe swap, especially when a lot of your other safe swaps in this meta are Giratina, Jellicent, right? There's just two answers for it. This team also really kind of has problems with why I would suggest Stone Edge on Verizon is because you're kind of tough against like Pidgeot. I mean, you're probably going to leave a Pidgeot matchup anyways because you're double weak to flying, so you probably have to leave, but Lick is a tough one to come into. Have a Leaf Blade here, which will be good chip damage on this, and then now it's low enough. Catch the first move here. I'll let the first Poison Fang go because I think they're at 2 already. And out comes an Obstagoon. I'm going to let them throw, get up to the Brave Bird. I'm just throwing the Brave Bird because I can shield once and get to another Brave Bird. But they decide to let it go. So at that point, I may just come and farm down with... I'm still going to get to another move here. Because the double kicks do double super effective to a dark normal typing. And now it is just a race between the poison jabs and the double kicks, and I will take out the Nidoqueen. So Snorlax, nice lead here. I'm assuming they will eventually get out, if not right away. Machamp. I decided to I'm like, this ultimate is super, super low, so why don't we just do this? And I grab a shield. But now, Shadow Machamp doesn't have bad matchups in the fact that if this hits me with a Rock Slide from a Shadow Pokemon, it is going to take me out. So I have to end up having to commit double shields anyways here, which is unfortunate, but to try and keep alignment. Plus they burn 2 shields too, so I thought I'm okay. Oh, I call it here. Yeah, I call this one, and I'm like, okay, called one, add a move. It could be Rock Slide again, maybe. I don't know. I haven't been counting. So shield that up, get this off. They caught on something. I'm guessing it's a Snorlax. Which now I was just going to try and take it out here, force them to throw, which they do throw. But now you're just going to see this sort of tankiness of Snorlax. Super effective moves here. They are not... I don't know why they didn't throw. So I swear they were going to just throw a Body Slam or something. And I was just like, let's just go to 2 moves. And then they didn't throw. I'm like, okay, let's just take this out. I don't need to be at 2 moves. Let's just get this out of here. And there's a Charizard in the back. And again, Stone Edge there. I could probably take it out before they take me out. Now I need to switch. They're going to Blast Burn me here. They're going to put me super low, if not out. Now they can come back in with Champ. I have to throw or else I'm going to get countered down. And now their Charizard is just going to farm down. And I can't get to a move to take it out. So this is where I think this meta is just right now too dominated by Flyers. And see, I'm out of Stone Edge. I'm out of Stone Edge and I can't do anything. I think this meta is too dominated by Flyers and Giratina to not run Stone Edge on Verizon. So that would be my suggestion. I put in Gyarados for this matchup. And I get hit with the double, I think the double electric line. Is this the one? Double electric line? Or no, maybe that's another one. I ran into the double electric line. But I'm like, okay, I'm grass, so Virizions are just gonna wipe up here. I'm still undecided who I want in the thumbnail and title, Virizion or Snorlax. I know what I'm gonna do, because I think it is Virizion as the better Pokemon on this team, but Snorlax as the better click rate Pokemon. So Gyarados, I tried Gyarados. I find with Gyarados is it's too glassy and not enough umph. If it was a Shadow Gyarados, I think it would be different, because that Dragon Breath damage and Aqua Tails would actually threaten you. But the non-Shadow, it just doesn't do anything. So it's basically just a sacrifice there. Tried to wait the switch clock, but now this is going to come back in. Anyways, I'm just going to let this go. I think my win condition is now Virizion. So chip this. Virizion should come in and just double kick down. And then I'll come out with... I'm going to take this out so I don't have to take him. Yeah. I don't want to take a cross cut, because if they have cross chop, that's still neutral, and the counters are neutral, and the poisons are going to do super effective, right? So I kind of need to have some energy, some health left. Even though it's a Thunder Punch, I don't want to get too low. I don't want to get some of these moves off here, even though they are resisted. Chip is chip, and then I could just lick down. So get another move. Again, resisted. The Muck does come out with a move, but Snorlax, even though it's a Shadow, is just so tanky. So they get a move. I'm like, they may bait Thunder Punch and then try and get it. Let's just let it go. And it is the Dark Pulse, but still not even close to taking me out. So that is the team. Yeah, again, I've already gone over every single pro and con of each Pokemon. I do have I've got a pretty good team coming tomorrow, or later today, or sometime, with Pidgeot. So I got that. And then I finally just best buddied my G-Fisk. So then I'm going to run the G-Fisk Trevenant lineup that I wanted to run. So stay tuned for that as well. And then a couple more days, and then we are into the single typing cup, which thank in the comments. Okay, before I stop this video, thank you to whoever. In my mind, I was like, there's so many counter users, because some of the main Pokemon that would beat it are gone. Medicham, Sableye, Azumarill, they're all gone. So that's the reason. And someone's like, yeah, the reason is because there's no single flying type Pokemon. They're all dual typings. Altaria, the Owl, Talonflame, Pidgeot with the normal typing. And then I looked up on PvPoke and I put in flying. There's no flying in the rankings. So that is why fighters are so high, because there is no flying to wall them. But there is Fairy. There is Cofagrigus, which I think is going to be one of the best Pokemon in here. And there's other Pokemon. So I will go over all that when I do the top video. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, appreciate you watching. Appreciate the comments. I do read them, even if when I'm during the week, I can respond because I'm by my computer working anyway. So it's easy for me to just see them and respond. On the weekends, I'm not by my computer much at all. So I try to read them, but I won't respond as much on the weekends. But that is it. I still appreciate the comments. I still look at them. Obviously, that was one from this weekend. And that is it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.